Merry Christmas, baby. Reindeer's coming out to play. Santa Claus is packing the presents, making sure you've been behaving okay. Merry Christmas, honey. Yeah. The snowman's dusting off his hat, putting on the show for everybody, to give him a smile that lasts another year. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. The snow is laying 2 feet deep. Now wish upon a falling star, so all your secret dreams can come true. There's something that happens when sleigh bells are ringing, when December ends, when the children are singing, yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Ooh, yeah. There's room at the table for big and for small. All the fire is popping, the chestnuts are cracking, yeah. Merry Christmas, baby. There's something that happens when something's that happens when December ends, when December ends, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, baby. It's Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, baby. Yeah. It's Merry Christmas, baby.
Just, I mean, we'll obviously get into it later, but man, because outside of the, I love the weather. I love the sentiments of the holiday. I love what it represents. I love the message that is shared most commonly during this time of the season. And I'm sure people have said this throughout the course of all human history. I think we need this Christmas a little more than we ever have. So for those of you crazy enough to join the stream today, I want to say thank you. We got some stuff to talk about, and we will be starting very, very momentarily. Much love, legends. $4.20 nice. Oh me, oh my, is that the Exner herself? Oh my Lanta, and oh my Lord. The world is better since the day you were born. Talking to you, Exner. Thank you. Just put him up. The ladder was a little sketchy, but hey, that's okay. That's okay. Whew. We'll get fired up here in just a second, y'all. Me and Lindsay worked out today. Woo! It's a little easier than last week. Ugh. We're talking brain today, man. I might play games, I don't know, but we're definitely talking brain today. Oh yeah, I think I put a picture in Discord. I might not have though. I took some pictures. You could put it on. You could post them in the Discord. Ooh. How you been, Exner? How was your weekend? I didn't stream yesterday. I know I don't need to apologize, but maybe I'm just fishing for compliments. Who knows? Your brain's been hurting? Well, just call me Dark DeMarcus, because I got whatever you need to feel better. Or at least feel better for about 3 hours. We're going to get better together, Exner. It's a journey. It's a journey of friendship. It's a journey of love. It's a journey of stories and eventually probably world travel. No way Lindsay and I don't end up over there one day. Or there is. You're on a week holiday? Let's go. I feel like every day's a holiday. Holiday town. That's a real thing. That's a what is it? Pop culture reference? A little escape from the stress. Amen, my dear. Amen. Oh, boy. You know, I bet you being stranded on a deserted island is only bad at first. Because like most things in the world, if you do it long enough, you will get used to it. I mean, look at a castaway. He got used to it. He found a way. Humans will find a way. And you know what I've learned over these last couple of years, especially when it comes to like the depression, anxiety, and stuff, is that if you allow your life to be shitty, we will find a way to live a shitty life, no matter what. If we aspire to be depressed because it's too hard to not be, man, we will be. It's amazing how much willpower it takes to break the cycle of badness in the human mind. We hang on to things, man. We like to know what's going to happen, even if it's bad stuff. Even if it's bad stuff. We truly do find peace in knowing the outcome. And the problem is there's no peace when that outcome is derived from depression. It's always going to be wrong, even about the things it's right about. Because it'll always make something seem worse than it actually is. And I don't know. If nothing else, that's what we're here for. We're here to break the cycle. So, and those wise words from a wise man, I say, it's time to party, y'all. Let's do this. Santa Bubbles, put some whiskey under the tree. Ooh-wee. I've been an awfully bad boy, Santa Bubbles, so come give me a spanking tonight.
You are beaten. It is useless to resist. Just let me interview you next week. There is no escape. Don't make me destroy you. Join me. With our combined strength, we can entertain the world and bring order to the galaxy.
I'll never join you!
And I got
You only knew the power of the Marcus. Did I ever tell you about that time?
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
No, Bubbles. I killed Kenny.
No. It's not true. That's impossible!
Search your feelings, Bubbles. You know it to be true.
No! No!
My Bubbles has a first name, it's Kenny. My Bubbles has a second name, it's Bubbles.
I'd love to watch him every day. And if they asked me why, I'd say, 'cause Captain Bubbles has a way to make you feel good every day. How was that?
Here we go.
Everyone here loves story time, our favorite time of the day. When we gather round his great big chair and Papa Beaver comes to stay. He'll tell us an exciting tale, our eyes begin to shine. It's a special place, it's a happy face, Papa Beaver's story time. His stories brighten our day, we remember them for hours to come, even when we're out to play. Stories that can make us laugh and make our spirits climb. Tell us just one more about a dinosaur, as long as there's still time. Dinosaurs have fun together, picnic in the sunny weather, roads to fun and home at last. Stories that can warm your heart and tell how friendships start. Storytime can be anywhere that Papa Beaver is found, sitting underneath a big umbrella, gathered all around. Romantic weddings in the spring, where love and sunlight shine. It's a special place, it's a happy face, Papa Beaver's story time.
All right, funny story. Funny story. I'm not gonna lie. I was so into that Papa Markus story time that the beginning of the show kind of snuck up on me. All of a sudden, I was like, black screen. Oh my God, I'm streaming. No, it's amazing, y'all. I was kind of sitting there going, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something. My light wasn't on, my camera wasn't on. I had a fucking big old mouthful of air, right? And it's just, I wasn't ready. But now I'm here, and I'm Markus. Get used to it, right? Hello, my friends. Hello, my Xners. Hello, my lurkers. Hello, my compatriots and amigos. Holy shit. That fucking... All right, we're doing audio check. How's the audio? Let me know. But what, I mean, geez. Okay. So, just listen up real quick. Okay? Woo! Getting started. We got a lot to cover today. Okay? We really do. Because I feel like this one's more for me than for you guys. And what I mean by that is, you know, we did some medicine yesterday. We did some mushrooms. We had a three pill regimen yesterday because we need a little bit of a life preserver to come out. And the thing with when I do take these medicines though is, you know, we have a lot of epiphanies and realizations, because ultimately what's happening is I'm going from a completely and totally catatonic, depressed, fucking just gone state of mind to being alive again. And when I tell you I'm dead during these moments, I mean it basically for all intents and purposes, man. I am a walking corpse who, when I am at my lowest point, does everything on autopilot. Day could pass or 7 months could pass. It means nothing to me. Time becomes completely and totally irrelevant. My emotions just cease to exist. And it's not that I'm even sad anymore at this point. There's nothing. I'm not angry. Typically, the only emotion I can usually muster is like extreme sadness or extreme rage. But even then, that doesn't most of the time come up because I pretty good about regulating my emotional state in a non-explosive sense. You know, I've had a lot of practice in the set. Ace Comboy. I like that one. Flexible auto on. Oh, everything in your hands. Turn it off, turn it on, customize. Go to dogehype.com. Wow. You know what, butthole? Get out of my fucking chat. Jesus. It amazes me. You know, back in my day, people, scammers, they actually tried to how the hell do I delete this? I got nothing. I can't. Okay. Should I make him a mod? There we go. Okay. Or no. Fuck it. There it is. There we go. Sorry, y'all. The boogans got me. But empty. Well, and the thing is I would argue that my emotional state is completely empty. Like but it's less empty and more blocked. It's completely behind a wall in a dam and like a locked steel door. And I just, no matter how hard I bang on it, I kick on it, because I have a lot of internal dialogue, right? Like I have to talk all the time. If either my mouth is doing it, yo, what's up, Sonny? How are you? Wonderful morning. Thank gosh. Yesterday was a horrible morning. But the problem when I'm in my deepest, darkest place, I'm on the other side of the door kicking and screaming. I'll literally say to myself while I'm sitting on the couch, like, get up, go do something. Like, don't smoke this other bowl, right? Like, don't get up and play a video game. Get up and anything. Just move your fucking body. And again, I'm just screaming into the void, man. Like, listen to you, me. You know, like, I want you to be better. Stop doing nothing. I'm just screaming at the fucking door, man. And there I sit. Just staring. Like I'm watching TV. Sure. No, I'm not. I'm 20 billion miles underwater in my brain trying to figure out how to breathe. You know, and it's like, that's unfortunate because there's no will. I probably will do the hero's dose one day, Sonny. I did 3 pills, which was like 1.3 grams. The thing with mushrooms and me is I've learned that you have to respect them, because if you don't, man, I can't imagine a worse high. Because you have to respect what it is. And the thing is the mushrooms are going to show you what you need, not what you want, you know? And if you got some shit in your brain's going to want to resolve it in some way. And I mean, ultimately, I truly do see mushrooms more as medicine. I wouldn't want to do recreational mushrooms, like as a drug, like for fun. That's just me. It could be my brain type. Like ultimately what mushrooms do for me is they hypercharge my brain. Like it essentially, I have complete clarity. There's no sense of like grogginess. Literally, it's almost as if a black bag has been pulled over my head because I just got released from the POW camp, and colors have color again. Like I pet my dogs, I kiss my wife. Like I come back to life when I take these medicines. And I want to work towards, I compared it to this yesterday. Essentially, when you're as depressed, apparently, as I am, I don't really like to admit things are wrong with me, but I'd be an idiot to say I'm not. But when you're this low and you're more or less just going off of pure and total willpower, and that's how you manage your everyday life, eventually your willpower will run out. I promise you. I don't care who you are. And when that willpower runs out, you are left with nothing. You know, I compared it to a car. You could have the most powerful car, perfectly maintained. Everything is amazing. If you don't put gas in it, it will never start. And what I actually compared it to, because my memory just turned back on, is I compared it to a computer. You could have a computer that has every ounce of knowledge that has ever existed and will exist. And if it is run on power and it's not plugged in, it doesn't matter. It is just a fucking brick. And that's how I compared my brain and depression last night. It doesn't matter how smart I am, doesn't matter how much I know, how much I understand. At the end of the day, the human body, if it gets chemically fucked up, it doesn't work right. And there's a bunch of different ways to correct that chemical imbalance. Some people it's medicine, some people it's lifestyle, some people it's diet. There's a billion, but ultimately, if your combobulators are out of combobulation, your brain's gonna be fucked up, man. And one thing that I compared the mushrooms to is that it kind of almost feels like I'm filling up my tank. And when the mushrooms were like, who's ever worked on see, I did it backwards. I started with computer, ended with engine. So if you have a fucked up motor, right, and it doesn't run very well, if you take starter fluid straight into that air intake, I can almost guarantee you it will run off of starter fluid. It's just the way it works. It's a hyper reactive chemical that makes fire happen, even if all the other circumstances aren't perfect. Well, ultimately, no matter what, that engine, as soon as you take away the starter fluid, aka mushroom juice, MSRIs or whatever they're called, SRIs, now once that burns through, you're right back to where you were. Because ultimately, if you don't utilize that power or that fuel, that go juice that you're getting from the medicine you take, if you don't follow that up with actionable, positive steps toward mental health, the moment that mushroom wears off, you're right back to where you were. It may take a little bit of time, may take a lot of bit of time, but ultimately living a good life is what fuels your body to live and succeed. I realized that last night. I've lived my whole life kind of a crazy person. I've more or less always had depression in one varying variety or other. I've attempted to take my life before. I don't recommend it to anybody. But ultimately, throughout my entire life, I've always had one thing that I truly believed in, myself. No matter what the world threw at me, I would make it. I still hated myself for a lot of things, but I never thought I wasn't capable. I never thought I couldn't. That word didn't exist in my fucking vocabulary, except for math. I told the teacher all the time I couldn't do it. She didn't believe me, right? But ultimately, through good health decisions, subconsciously, you got to eat well so you can drink hard. You got to be somewhat in shape so you can have sex like an Adonis. And to have sex in general with people because they like attractiveness. Right? You got to be smart enough to get a word in so that you can get through doors. All of these things I read, I learned, I worked out, and I exercised, all simply because they were roads to my desires. They led me towards life. And my life was fucked. I had so many amazing things, but overall, man, I got a lot of bad stuff that's happened. And that's okay, though. I've always been able to take it on the chin and move forward with stride. Because I just knew that that's what life was. Life was struggle. Life was crazy. Live it with adventure, and you're going to be fucking gravy, you know? And that is the piece that I lost, is accepting the bad so that you can live for the good. You know, I got super fat. I don't read anymore. I don't do things that are good for me so that when bad shit happens, I can take it. So ultimately, that was the epiphany. With this medicine, we're doing a 2-week regimen to this medicine. It might be longer if it's working really well, but we're taking intentional, direct steps to make sure that I can wean off this medicine and continue to be this all the time, right? And it is so fucking hard, but there's a way, man. Where there's a will, there's a way, and it's absolutely possible. So what we've done is we've a little too zoomed in. So what we've done is we revamped a new schedule. I mean revamped, brought in the old schedule, but made it more appropriate, evolved it. And we worked out this morning. I took my medicine this morning. We're on we're essentially what we're doing is we're taking all of the parts about life that suck but are necessary, and we're making them easy to do. We are finding out how it makes sense to exercise because exercising sucks buttholes. Okay, we're finding a way to work in a way that is meaningful and feels good to do, right? We're investing in ourselves so that as the medicine wears off, the natural ability of my body to fight off negativity will be stronger than it's been in years. By exercising and releasing those chemicals, releasing those endorphins, man. And microdose is what I do, Sonny. I try to do a little less than 1 gram. Yes. But it's ultimately, man, I'm 34 and I'm living the life of an 80-year-old, and it's gotta stop. It's gotta stop because I just don't approve anymore. You know, I want this to succeed, and it's going to, because we're just going to continue to push the envelope and make it better. That's what we're going to do, man. It's going to be awesome. I've only done them once. I've only done them very controlled. I've only really tripped once where I saw stuff, and that was pretty cool, man. I'm not going to lie. But it makes me feel nauseous. That's the biggest thing for me. The visuals are cool of the mushrooms, but I don't know, man. Real life is cool. Have you ever seen nature? You think mushrooms are cool? You should see a river. Fucking awesome. You can just stare at a river for hours and just see something new all the time, you know, or just go and sit up in a mountainside and really be quiet and look for bugs and look for mushrooms and look for animals and fallen trees and unique rocks. And it would blow your fucking mind. And I'm not saying none of you have ever been to the woods. Obviously you have. But how many people have ever gone to the woods specifically for the reason of looking at the woods? Not to camp, not to set up anything, just to go out, find a place that makes you feel good, and just kind of take in what nature has to offer you. You'll hear shit that you've never heard before. It's amazing the things you will get in nature if you allow it to. Even in your backyard. You go outside and look at a tree. It probably helps to be on mushrooms, but you go out and stare at a tree, it's gonna blow your fucking mind how many things you're gonna see. Because how often do you analyze nature that's around you? Right? How often do you look at the bark pattern on a tree to check for insect tunnels? Probably never. But I can tell you, once you do it once, you'll see that shit everywhere you go. And you will see how intricate nature truly is. And it's cool as hell. It's cool. It's making me want to go do it right now, actually. I haven't been in nature in a little bit too long, honestly. Moving is so much better than not at all. We have to try, Monkey. You better believe it, Monkey. Because I can't sit on that cat. I could, but I don't want to. My weird brain has multiple times. That's good. You just clock in and clock out, depending on the schedule, right, Exner? Are you talking about stared at nature multiple times? It's not a weird brain, though. Honestly, I think it's more weird people who are scared of nature. Not in I understand the fear and a survival, but I'm talking about that type of scared. It's what? What is you're dirty? Oh God. What, you fell down a hill a little bit? You're fine. Get up. Come back up. You know? What, you went and freaking climbed a tree and got a little sap on your lotion covered hands? Get out of here. Those are the people you can't trust, man. People who are scared of nature, people who are scared of getting dirty. We're human beings. We come from this earth. You shouldn't be oh, not earth, not dirt. Oh, it's too much, man. That's ridiculous to me. That's absolutely ridiculous that there are people who don't like to get dirty. Now, don't get me wrong. There's fine not being dirty at certain times. You know, I love being clean. I'm a clean person, but I don't welt away from dirt. I'll just wash my hand after it gets dirty. Sure, you go to grab a hose, there's a little chicken poop on there. I'm not gonna lick it. It's gross. You don't want it on your hand, but ultimately, who gives a fuck? It's just on your hand. Take the hose, wipe it off, and move on. You know, it just, don't be one of those people. Not that I would ever call out anybody. Never. No, I love watching nature too, Extra. It is the best show on television. Nature is. Yeah, but anyway, so as we've been going through these medicinal bouts of mental health and growing as people and learning what it means to be normal once again, I can tell you one thing, man. It has been such an unbelievable journey, even up to this point. You know, while I have myself back when I'm in these moments, I feel young again. I realize how much life I have left. Here we go. You know, I'm talking a lot. I just swallowed a bunch of air. Now I got the burps. And so, but when I'm feeling good, when the depression really has subsided, and I kind of get to be a little bit more like my old Marcus, you could say, I really do realize how young I am, how much I have left to do. I mean, I haven't even retired yet. My plan is still to retire at 45. So I had like shit planned, like still planned on doing stuff for the next 10 years, really. So how am I all of a sudden pretending that I'm done? Right? And that just ain't the way, Jack. That ain't the way. Okay? I want to be right there on Markiplier's OnlyFans with him as the up and coming. By the end of the year, that's my goal. Me and Markiplier on OnlyFans. Tasteful dudes. That means I got to get in shape. I got to get famous on YouTube or somewhere. Then I got to convince Markiplier to see me naked. Which one of those do you think is the hardest? Now, easy is the kids show. Not this year. Can you imagine? I was 40 pounds. Hello. No, I mean, according to me, it's not. That was weird. But and then I lose 50 pounds, get a 4-pack, because who's got time for a 6-pack, right? And then on OnlyFans with Markiplier, 10 days. Doable. Call me, give me Jenny. I need Mrs. Craig. I mean, so here's what you do. You stream for 11 days straight, and that's all you do. You work out, you eat, you send Markiplier tweets, and you just keep this, like, you go harder than you've ever gone. I basically would treat it like boot camp. I would just be at 190% for 11 to 10 days. Sleep every other day. Exner hung up on you? Nah. You'd be amazed how fast you snap back. Oh, Craig, Jenny? You know, she never liked me since the incident. Unfortunately, I am legally barred from telling the story. But needless to say, Jenny thought she's a lot more flexible than she did. You know? Lindsay said you hung up on her, Exner. I just can't imagine. And Exner, never have fear if there's anything you want to talk about. I'm sorry your brain's been rough. You know we're here for you, boo child. What we have here is a failure to communicate. I'm communicating just fine. Sounds like what we have here is a failure to listen. No, I kid. I really do kid. You know what I should have done? I should have put a window in the wall and then had snow outside of it. Isn't that fun? Can you guys tell when I'm doing something? I like to think I hide it pretty well. You know. Just kind of add a little cheer. Tina's a little interested in our gnome friend there. From the snows on all my balls. Is the silence that always gets me. How it just all of a sudden is quiet. It goes from constant talking to quiet. Listening to Markus making the diamond paint. Oh yeah, how's that coming along? Breaking? Who you breaking? I'm sure they deserve it. And then you eat them? Oh, walnuts. I'm talking to my mom. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. That's a lie. I love that listening to Markus is first though. It's like the ingredients list on an ingredients list. It's list from highest quantity to least quantity. So according to Exner's list, Markus getting the most attention. Tell Mama Exner I say. Hold on, I know this. Alvidazane. No? Oh, that's goodbye. Well, save the Alvidazane for later and hit her with the Hallow right now. Did I tell you guys about getting kicked out of the doctor's office? Do I want to? It wasn't really on my mind. But it's a good story. Nah, fuck it. They don't deserve the time of day. No. Is it a good story? No, it'd be a lot of F-bombs. Lot of F-bombs. Lot of F-bombs. It's like, it's amazing because I'm kind of going through the rant a little bit in my head right now. And even if I just start it, man, I got nothing. Because ultimately, I a lot of times I try to find the good. I mean, the good you could argue is I mean, according to this, my microphone's working. Is it like making noise? What's going on? Talk to me, Goose. Hello. Hello. I should be able to hear myself. Hello. Loose mic cord. Okay, I can hear myself a little. Hello. Markus. Why is the output so quiet? What is going on? At least these guys are muted, so they can't hear me. Hold on, I'll be unmuted in just a second. I'm fucking with the audio. Hello! Why can't I hear myself? Ah. Hold on, guys. I know you can't hear me, but hold on. Just 1 minute. 1 minute. What? All right, whatever. Hold on. Let me unmute. Okay, listen. I just don't want to hear it at this point. Okay? Let's just look at Tina. You think she gives a shit that I was muted? I don't know. Goose, now we're good. We're doing good. Market sound, no music. And we're back. I think we got it back. Last I checked, we're back. Yeah? I got... Lindsay keeps telling me my microphone's cutting out. So, like, I'm cutting out mid-sentence? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Because... it happened twice now, you say. I wonder if it's because I'm looking this way and I'm not talking into my microphone. You know what I mean? That's what it sounds like's happening to me. You know, let me tell you something, Exner. And Sonny, if you're still there too. You guys are great, wonderful people. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Don't touch the mic. Ooh, it's like not touching my boys. I just got to make sure they're there and safe. Same with the microphone. Like, you know, it's could be because it's a similar shape. I can't help but play with it, man. Speaking of long, cylindrical black cylinders. Yeah, damn right. Oh, boy. Never has it once failed to stand tall and point us in the direction of greatness. The penis is wise. The penis is powerful. Wonder how that would do as a short. Just that. So it would be like PENIS and then that little bit I said and then stop. Would you watch that, Lindsay? Hold on, let's do one of our other ones because we got the E. And that gives us information. Oh, but it's a double use of the E. I don't like that. This is 4 new. Would I watch a penis short? Yes. Yes, I would. All right, fuck it. I'm going to turn it into one then. See how it does. So I kind of thought. I thought to myself. Self? What if for the last year, because say, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm going to quit in a year, but let's just speak of the world of hypothetical, right? Like it's the last year of me trying to become a successful streamer, right? And what if for the last year, I just didn't give a shit at all. And I made the jokes I wanted to make. I talked about the topics I wanted to talk about. And like, I ultimately because I'm not saying what I'm talking about is fake. But I definitely play the game in terms of appropriateness. I don't talk about certain topics that I'm super, super passionate about simply because the internet has turned very, very soft. Now, nothing would change about my belief in becoming a positive person, and I'm still an overly positive individual. But one thing that I don't really talk about at all on stream is my belief in holding people accountable when they do fuck up for society. And a lot of those topics kind of broach over politics. And honestly, right now where politics are, it's way less about politics and so much more about cultural interaction. But ultimately, I'm a little more inappropriate than, believe it or not, you guys might think. And I don't know, because I most certainly would never want to set out to offend anybody. That would go completely against my objective for being on the internet. But also, I know simply because I wouldn't be playing the make everyone happy card, there would be people who would not like what I have to say or my opinion on things. And do I want to create content to fight or to entertain? Both would arguably be true statements, but I got to pick one, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I just thought I would share. That's on. Greetings again. Liquid Sloth. I love it when people come back. You guys make me so happy. I finally made my first YouTube video. That's the hardest step, brother. The hardest step is putting the first one out there. Even if you come in self-promo, I know you're more proud than anything. Its entire premise is, I'm kidding, is turning people into heroes over victims, or the more responsible you are, the more powerful you are. Is it like a story or fiction or nonfiction? That's awesome. What an amazing concept. Spend the next year being your unedited self sounds like the road to happiness to me. I mean, that's very true. People are soft though, man. People are soft. I'd be canceled pretty, if you think about it. I don't know though, man. My message is pretty on point. It'd be hard for somebody other than like he said a bad word. It'd be really hard for somebody to prove that I don't believe what I say. I'm really good about walking the truth that is my beliefs. I'm not ashamed of my beliefs. I simply don't express a lot of them because I don't like hurting people. But the unfortunate reality is, depending on what someone's doing, they might need a little bit of unfortunate truth thrown at them that'll make them not feel great. You know, and that's kind of where I'm at. Do I want to make content where I know it's the right? Well, but I already do that. Hard to say. Because ultimately, I'm not like, oh, I want to do this, but then I don't. It's not like I have a bunch of ideas that I think, oh, I'm going to do this, but then I get intimidated and don't. All of my ideas, for the most part, I do think a lot about, but I don't execute. But the ones I really like, I do execute. I don't know. I'm just I'm bouncing stuff off of you. You know what I mean? I'm bouncing things off of you. It's a radio skit, Sloth. Fiction combined into nonfiction, turning the occult and magic into reality. God damn. I like your style, Sloth. So now I want a little back history. Are you a creative? Have you always enjoyed making and writing stories and producing things that you hope people consume? I mean, that's so freaking sweet. I love when people are creative, man. It's hard to put your stuff out there because ultimately when you're putting your stuff on the internet, all you're doing is asking for judgment. That's what you should be. Anybody who puts their stuff on the internet expecting compliments is an idiot. I mean, honestly, you put your shit out there to be judged, and if it's judged as good by the masses, it'll be consumed for 3 seconds and then moved on. And that's why so much about content creation is consistency, because the nature of the internet is half a millisecond and they move on to the next thing. So if you're making content, you got to make it in a consistent base so people know when to come check shit out. But ultimately, with that being said, I forgot what I was talking about. Then the soft peoples don't need to get offended. You warned them. Well, and that's what I do believe, Exner. Why are you here if you're offended by it? That's my thing. I would never watch a show that I didn't like. What are you doing? Why would you spend your time consuming content that pisses you off? Unless it's for educational purposes, like truly educational. You're going to do something with the knowledge that you're gaining, not just be more angry about it. And like, yeah, you know? I ran into many who won't even claim responsibility over their own thoughts. Thus, they have no power in their own thinking. Interesting. That's, so how does one claim responsibility of a thought? And why does someone have to claim responsibility of a thought? People think about everything. People think constantly. And that's just more follow-up. I'm just curious what your like, how you would answer that question. I have a lot of journal entries. Love it. Same. I have tons of journals. None of them are complete. Like I always say, like, I'm going to start journaling. I write like 2 days and I move on. I would come up with to put them out. I mean, ultimately too, you don't have to put everything out to be judged. Right? It's just the things that people decide to put on the internet, they better be ready, you know? And I remember when I used to post like Fortnite videos back in the day, shorts, I would always get good reactions or good views when I would like claim to be really good at the game. I could be like, oh, check out this perfect shot. or nobody's better. And those videos would always do good because in the comment section, it was just everybody telling me how shit I was at the game. And I thought it was funny because I put those titles knowing that I don't care at all about, look at my 360 butthole blast. It's just like, no, man, I know I'm not better than all these people. It's just fun to play video games, okay? And it's just interesting. I decided to not lean into that type of content. I probably have a lot better numbers, but why would I feed into like the negativity machine? I'll try to find my place somewhere else where it doesn't belong. I would love to have a judge. I want people to understand, like when people are on trial, they are on the judge's stand, so they can be judged. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Interesting though. Why do you feel like people have a right to judge others? To claim responsibility to a thought is important because it is your own thought or someone else's. Are you doing something else? Are you doing someone else? Are you doing someone else's will or your own? Now that is a great point. There's a lot of people who like what they hear and therefore don't research any further to see if they're basing their actions off of good information. Responsibility. I've just never heard it said that way before. Oh man, people love talking trash. And like I don't know. It didn't bug me. I didn't feel bad when these 8-year-olds would come in and say I'm not good at cranking 90s. Like, oh no, what am I gonna do with my multiple vehicles, home, and bank account? God bless America. I have multiple successful careers and a beautiful wife and a loving family, but I can't. Are you kidding? Get value in your life, even kids, man. Like, there's a reason why when people would talk shit to me in video games, I wouldn't care. I had already made businesses when I was 12 years old, for God's sakes. And I'll tell you what, man, the easiest way to just not have trolls and haters matter is be successful. Be successful. Not by their definition, not by their negative thoughts on the world, not by their inability to see, you know, a positive outcome. Fuck them. And it just, fuck them. That's really, there's no better word to use. If somebody's negative and wants nothing but to make your life worse, fuck them. Get them out of there, man. You don't need them. Tell them to go choke on it. Oh boy, that ain't good. Yo, Lyrics. What is up, Lyrics, my man? Long time no see. How is your life? Are you growing up to be big and strong? Are you drinking your milk? Okay. How you been, dude? Not too much. School is happening. Well, you know, what do you do? It's got to be Christmas break, though. Oh, Lyrics. We're out of... I don't know if Lyrics has seen the new digs. You know? Well, yeah, we moved in. We're in the streaming studio, finally. The ducks are alive. The chickens are alive. The world is good. I mean, the world's fucked, but we're making the best of it. We're doing the best we can with what we got, dude. But anyway, that's my... I don't even know what we were talking about right there. But choke didn't get us nothing, y'all. We choked. That was a choking situation. Haven't been great, to be 100% honest. But I thought I'd stop by on my lunch break from school or work. I'll come back if I have time after school. Lyrics. I'm sorry you're not 100%, man. There's a lot of misery going around right now, but what I want you to do is, I know there's something good in your life, and there's probably a couple things really good in your life. And I want you to, whenever you're feeling bad, maybe just in your notebook in school, write down your best buddy's name that you like, or your girlfriend, or your mom and dad, whatever. Write down your favorite game. Just write Marcus a bunch, whatever it may be. Just as a little tactile reminder that life actually is, in fact, better than our brains like to tell us it is. And it can be writing down a name. It could be slapping yourself with a rubber band around your wrist. You could go get in a back alley brawl with a homeless person. Whatever it may be, that's a little dangerous, the last one. But whatever it's got to do, there's got, you know, reminding yourself about the good things is what defeats the bad. I think there's a hair on my nose. Wands. What about northern Denmarkians? Stink? I've never heard that one before. What is up, vlogger? Oh, vlogger. Coming in, saying hello. What a goat. Out of nowhere, this vlogger comes in. Are you an actual vlogger? What is a vlogger anymore? Because what's a vlog besides a YouTube video? Did vlogs lead the way? Or are they still a thing? Now I got all kinds of questions. Yeah, a vlog is a type of YouTube video. So it still exists is what you're telling me. If I were to search vlogs, there would be a rich ecosystem of vloggers. Millions of vloggers. Doing what? What do you think the most vlogged activity is? I bet you it's shopping. That's my guess. Walking and shopping. Those are my two. They're both number one as far as I'm concerned. Depends on what site you're on. Now, there's some truth in that. I guess all of them. Collective sites. From Pornhub to YouTube. What is the most common vlog activity? Now, once you throw Pornhub in there, no, because that's the thing. It's not a vlog if it's a porno. So we got to be specific in our criteria here. I think most vlogs are on other people's vlogs. That's, yeah. Now, I tried doing reaction. See, tourism, right? Walking. Boom. Walking, talking. See? I'm with Sunny big time. Big time. I see a lot of this, right? Like a lot of this. Okay? Just, hey guys! Generic Instagram model number 2 here with my bestie Billy. Say hi, Billy. Hi, Billy. Right? And then it's just like, that's, I just feel we're the most. It's like, hey, look at this blue building. It's just like, that's kind of what I feel the majority of vlogs are. Which, hey, man, good for those people for traveling. That's what I gotta say. It's good to travel. Unboxing video, is that that's a vlog? It's not a vlog though. How's an unboxing video a vlog? It's an unboxing video. I feel like a vlog is, hi guys, I just want to give you an update on my life. This is what's going on. And I'm walking and shopping. And I just bought this thing and I'm shopping and walking. And look at this blue building. All right, well, remember, come tomorrow. All right, bye guys. Like, I feel like people are updating their, they're updating their, it'd be like if I woke up every morning and I was just like, what's up, chicken army? Just want to let you know, took a great poop this morning and now we're cooking some eggs. Peace out. I'll see you on the next one. It's like, who gives a shit, man? No one cares. But the wild part is, a lot of people care. Think about how many people would tune into Asthma Gold. Morning poop update. Everybody and their mom. Right now she's on Twitter. She's collecting a bunch of phone numbers. So she just asked a bunch of people, hey, you want to win $3,000? Call me. Okay. Call me. And I think the idea is fantastic, except for the phone numbers for something. I've seen quite the data grab for phone numbers from content creators. Interesting. But anyway, whatever. I don't know why. I just have my suspicions. But ultimately, she's like, hi guys, $3,000 if you send me your best Christmas song. And I'll be picking them randomly. Don't forget to call. It's like, but it's not about the contest. The whole wording of it is give me your phone number. And I don't think it's malicious because she's smart. She's a good businesswoman, and that's why I think it's malicious. Okay? Because I don't think she's out doing something like creepy or weird. I think she's collecting a bunch of phone numbers for something a little creepy and weird, if you know what I mean. I don't know if it's going to be like, but it's definitely something. And there's something coming. So, just watch out. Don't be giving your phone number to content creators. Because tell me in what world she couldn't do this on Discord But no, she needs phone numbers all of a sudden. I'm just saying. There's something weird about it. It's because as a real estate agent, right? We loved collecting phone numbers. We loved collecting emails because we could put it on a drip campaign and we could stay top of mind. So it was all of a sudden all these people who called in and left a phone number for Asmongold. Do you think he's a play off of her or she's a play off of him? Probably not. Can you imagine how gross that sex would be? Oh. Woof! Ah! Ah! No! Ah! No! Gross. It would be, yeah. It'd be like Miss Piggy humping Skeletor, man. And Miss Piggy's attractive in the Muppet world, so I don't want to fucking hear it like I'm insulting her, okay? I'm just getting a visual for everybody. Be something else. Do you realize we've just had penis and choke sitting on the screen for 20 minutes? Does anybody care? Is this why YouTube doesn't show my stuff to anybody? Because I just sit here with penis and choke sitting on my screen? Is this age appropriate? Yeah, I'm going to text you to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. It's interesting, man. It's interesting. It's like when ants do their deathward spiral, a real thing. They spiral in a giant circle until they die, just following the leader. That's humanity. Oh, not really. God, it feels like it sometimes. I feel like vloggers are just doing that on a different level. It's interesting. Because again, man, they're just like, I'm reacting to Billy reacting to Susie reacting to Tommy reacting to... Okay. Interesting. It's that... Because ultimately, where better could the internet, or than the internet, can the simplicity of human thinking be observed? Like, look at Twitter. You can... Elon Musk literally can just manipulate millions of people to just do a certain thing because he uses a certain word. It's amazing. It's great. It's honestly, for someone who plays video games, it's like an RTS. It's like, watch, if I put this here, all these people will do this. And that's exactly what happens on the internet. Now, on the smaller scale, it's certainly a lot more difficult to observe it because on the individual level, it's easier to have independent thought and etc. But when you're in that collective, easy despot, as Sloss was saying, and it's just, all right, jump on Twitter while I'm taking my poop. All right, I'm going to say, fuck you, hate this guy, fuck you. All right, so this is who we're mad at, check. And then they just spend their life doing that. And it's just like, do you even realize that you're just doing the same thing over and over and over? And you're literally just doing nothing. You're spinning yourself into a circular hole of bullshit, and you're not doing anything good for anybody. I don't give a shit that you work. You don't matter, man. If you spend your time going onto the internet and spreading wickedness, get fucked, man. Jump in a river. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the hatred because it's not just on the internet anymore. You're seeing this singularly minded crap everywhere you go, like at doctor's offices, where they let somebody who has something really bad with them just go home simply because they're not putting a mask on their face. That is when we have lost our soul. That is how we have lost our humanity. We have forgotten that people are fucking people. They're not just checks and balances on a sheet. They're not just policy. They're not just laws. We're human beings that have independent thought and feelings, and we deserve consideration. And it goes both ways, though. It doesn't mean that you just get to walk around demanding that society bends over for you and does whatever you want. We treat each other with respect, and that's how we get respect. But it's not a big deal on the internet, except for when the internet bleeds over. And right now, the internet is bleeding over too much. It's too much, man. Nobody should ever be denied medical service simply because they're not complying. It's different if you're not paying. It's different if you're like demanding something. But if you're simply being denied because of fear, that is shameful, childish behavior. Only children think that singularly. Only morons think that one layered. And don't be that person, because I promise you on your deathbed, you will have shame and guilt. Because no human should see other humans that way. We are a species of people. And I don't give a shit that we're all on the phone and we're all on the internet and we're human beings. You don't get to go call someone a piece of shit and tell them to die on the internet and then pretend that you're a good person offline. That's not how it works, man. No person should feel okay with that. And it's none of you, but this is just me reminding you to don't ever participate. I don't care if it's a politician you don't like. If people are holding pitchforks, you should be the one telling them to put them down. Even if you agree with what they're mad about. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So yeah, it's, this is the campaign for the human soul. And the cool part is, as much as I'm very pissed about it clearly, and I clearly have opinions, and I have an emotional reaction to it, it's because I care, not because I've lost hope. It's not because I've given up the belief that humanity is good. I truly believe humanity is good. I do. I have all the faith in the world. But what I don't have faith in is culture. What I don't have faith in is governments. Because those are different. What's up, Vok? Those are different. Those are things that are designed to help humanity flourish. And as soon as they're not doing that, time to go. Okay, I don't give a shit about how old a culture is, how new a culture is. If it is taking away from the whole, it's gotta go, man. And that's the way society used to be before the internet. You didn't like a specific culture, you moved around. You found where you belong, and you were accepted because of it. But now we just think, oh, everybody who's anywhere at any time should know exactly what's going on with my culture. Fuck you, man. No way. Nobody should reasonably have to expect to be understood. That's crazy. The only universal law is that you should never be mean to someone on purpose. And that's not disrespectful. That's, you don't know them from a fucking stone in the middle of the Grand Canyon. But the least you can do is don't physically hurt them, don't yell at them, and make eye contact. That's the bare minimum that anybody, like, why can't we all just live to that? Oh, you do something that's kind of weird. Bye. And then you go, Jesus Christ, did you see that shit? Holy fuck. But like, you don't go up to the person and say, hey, you're living your life wrong. What the fuck? What the fuck? Who truly believes that they are that important, that they can go up to a stranger unsolicited and tell them they are living their lives incorrectly? I have never in my life seen such fucking hubris. Vakin, you came in at a heated time. I apologize for what's up, Vakin. How are you? Liquid, and I forgot to say it earlier. I'd love if you shared your YouTube video in the self-promo section in the Discord. I would appreciate that a lot. It sounds like a fantastic concept. I'd love to watch it. Culture is not man's friend. It's not. Terrence McKenna, I like that. I got to look that up because culture is not man's friend. Culture should be micro cultures. You and your friends can decide what words are inappropriate or not. That's about as deep as it goes. Because outside of that, there's no logical expectation that you can hold someone to, that they should know your idiosyncrasies on what offends you and not. That is deep-seated narcissism. And again, I know this isn't y'all. I'm just saying, I guarantee you, y'all know somebody who's probably like this. And it's just, in a world where I want the world to be beautiful, sometimes I gotta say shit that isn't. Lindsay's on it. Vok, how are you? How's school going? Vok hit me with the preach. I'm a little popping today. I mean, we got more energy than I've had in a long time, and it feels real good. Real good. It feels good to be awake. Feels good to be horny. Feels good. Now, I still got some demons. Obviously, we're not better. This ain't how it's always going to be, but we're working towards it always being like this. Did I do 1 or 2? I believe I did 1. No, I'm not. I have a job in insurance right now. Well, probably way less goats in insurance. Why the switch? Are you just looking? What? I guess. Catch me up, Vakken, on what's going on here. Okay? I love way way less goats. I imagine the chickens might be about the same though, huh? Unfortunately. Oh no. So it was more of a necessary thing than a decision, is what I'm hearing. Isn't it crazy how we can change topics so quickly? That's the sign of not emotionally invested. Right there. I hear you. No. You're pretty. But no, seriously. Being able to shift gears while being at an 11 really shows, to me at least, like if I knew me and I was trying to figure me out like I do for everybody, I'd be like, yeah, he's not really mad at all. Like, look at, he just is a passionate talker. Super obvious to anybody with half a brain cell. Like, because the reason it's super obvious is because when he cares, he emotes and he speaks crazy. But literally, the moment that topic changes, he moves on to something else. Is that how angry people are? Can angry people just turn it off? Can angry people just change topics immediately? No, they get stuck in it. And that's why, to me, it's really obvious when I'm angry, because I flip over desks and I'm very pointed in my anger. But I just kind of realized, pop the clutch. I mean, I just kind of realized I don't know why people don't get it. Because to me, it's super obvious. It really is, man. It's not anger. Have you just never met anybody with any type of energy ever? Like, have you never actually seen somebody emote in real life? I get it's a lot, but based off of what? It's a lot based off of death. It's a lot based off of how people talk in text messages, maybe, or how people talk on emails, maybe, because they're not used to actually speaking to somebody who gives a shit. They're just, everything's blasé. How's the weather? How's your rash? How's your mother's rash? Why's there so many rashes? But do you see what I mean, though? Like, that's why I hate small talk, because it doesn't mean anything at all. It means you weren't listening. It means you don't give a shit about the topic. You just don't want to sit in awkward silence. No, sir. It was a bit of both, Vakken? No. Well, talk about as much as you like, of course. But I do hope that if it's temporary, it remains temporary and you get back to it, because I do know how much you loved it, right? I was just not smart enough to finish it at the moment. There are limitations to learning. And sometimes it's not a matter of, why are we still on this screen? It's not a matter of being smart enough. It's figuring out your way of understanding it. Because school is so bullshit, man. It is not. It is an amazing waste of money. And I'll just say it, man. I have 2 degrees. Easily could have gotten a 3rd. I've been to college enough to form this opinion. It's a scam. And no one should go to college. The only people who need to go to college are people who plan on working in education. Outside of that, in a modern world, we have every single tool available to every single employee to just hire people, train them on the job, and make them good at it. That's how this shit used to be. And honestly, it's not that different, man. I would much rather, as a company, spend money, have a 4-month training program. Basically, it's a 2-year degree in 4 months. If you can't hack it, you don't get a job. If you can hack it, you get paid really, really well. Because ultimately, why would I want anybody else? And now I get young employees who they feel good about joining a company that supported them in the first place. They're not 28 years old and they've never had a job before. And I hate to say it, man. I learned medicine in the military like that. I learned how to give drugs. There's nothing in the world like a vet I understand the medical side of it. You can be taught that on the job. And anybody who's worked on a farm knows that to be true. You know how to treat cysts because you've cleaned them. You know how to treat hoof rot because you've seen it. You know how to fucking drain an abscess because you've done it. You know about sanitation and cleanliness because if not, the animals suffer because of it. You learn about drug dosages because if not, the animals die. Like every single thing you learn in school, and Bakken, I'm not attacking you. Please don't let me say that. But ultimately, I would rather take any Bakken any day of the week as someone who knows nothing at all, but has a willingness to work. I would teach her how to be the best veterinarian in the world. And vets existed before college. How come now they can't exist without it? There's something to that. Truck drivers existed before college. How come now you can't be one without going? It's right? So it's almost as if because it was proven not to be ultimately necessary, they made it become necessary. Look at the history of the government in education. The government wants educated people. So the government put in restrictions and access, you could argue, on employment, man. And it's a shame. It's a shame because I've worked my whole life and I gained so much knowledge because of it. And I tell you, if I would have done it the other way and my shit didn't work out after going to college for a bunch of years, I spent a bunch of money, now I'm in debt, I would be pretty pissed. And usually when somebody's mad, it's easy for them to find an enemy to blame them for their anger. So now they go in a world where they accepted a loan, they signed the paperwork to voluntarily angry. They're not have to pay for it because they feel it's valueless. They feel like they've gotten nothing from it. They feel like they wasted their time. Okay. And but do you see my point though? So if they tell you fucking fuck! What's going on here? I swear to God, if I'm just not Dr. Disrespect's nephew. I've never seen any other streamer. I'm not kidding. Maybe twice. I have seen streamers deal with problems. Like, I know we all do, but my own perspective, my own perception. I have seen hundreds of streamers stream thousands of hours. Perfectly fine. No problems, ever. They don't buffer. They don't mute. Their shit doesn't break. Their games launch. Everything works perfectly all the time. And then there's me and Dr. Disrespect. I have never seen another streamer have as many problems with his setup as me. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because we're so aggressive. I don't know if it's because literally our speech and our presence is so powerful. I'm going to go back. I know I got some stuff to catch up on. I was on a good one there. But I don't know. I don't play the victim. Because there's no benefit. There's no benefit to being a victim. First and foremost. So don't. There's no benefit. If anything, you be a victim to find your motivation to be an attacker. I mean, as much as I hate to say it that way, there's no benefit to being a victim. You will blame everything on your victimhood. You will be a loser and you won't accomplish shit. Even if you are a victim, it doesn't change what I'm saying. Even if you are I gotta be funny every now and then. What is Tina? Tina, what are you doing? Get off
Everyone
the
here
screen,
loves
you
story
scantily
time,
clad
favorite time of the
succubus.
day, when we gather round.
Come on. We'll come back to the choking penis here in a second. Excuse me. I don't remember what the hell I was saying. Tina got me. Tina got me good on that one, I ain't gonna lie. That was really funny. I don't remember what I was talking about. I guess it was good place to end it, huh? How's the farm? No, Vok. I wish we had goats. Unfortunately, it's just hasn't been the time. You have all the plans in the world. 2022, the year of Marcus, I guess. It was something. For some reason, somehow is the year of Marcus. I don't know which Marcus it was, but I don't know if it was me. Okay, here we go. But I like an office job. It's what I studied for. Oh, really, Vok? Hey, do what makes you happy. Honestly, that's what it ultimately comes down to. There's people that find a lot of satisfaction in office jobs, the same way there's a lot of people that find satisfaction in working in coal mines, busting their back. It's just, the world is so unique, and there are so many different ways to exist in this world. If you think that you're just supposed to do one thing, you're crazy. There is nothing but opportunity right now. And if you've only had one or two jobs, you keep going. I truly believe people should have a minimum of like 10 to 15 jobs in their life, especially while they're young. You should be trying out a bunch of different things to see what you like. Work in a restaurant, work in an office, work in a titty bar. Do whatever you got to do to make sure that you're experiencing everything that this world has to offer. Because I promise you, man, the older you get, the harder it becomes. Because you get old, you get sick, and you get hurt, and when you have these windows of good health or good clarity, you should do something with it. Like today, man, it would be crazy to me if I didn't take this mental energy and go do something sassy with it, you know? I have a degree and I failed at this and didn't feel like pursuing it further at school. Amen to that. That's such a better call, Vok, than people just say, well, I've already gone this far. I really should keep going. It's like, no, what do you mean? You're telling me you regret the commitment so far and you just want to keep going? What, you just want to add more regret? There is nothing wrong with walking away when it's time. If that's a bad relationship, that's a job that you've outgrown, or a job that you're not treated well at, if it doesn't matter. You need to be confident enough in your ability to survive that you can walk away if you need to. That's a huge thing, because it's not about, oh, well, I got bills, or, oh, well, I've spent this. No. It's, oh, well, I don't think I can recover. Why don't you think you can recover? You made it this far. Look, you've done everything up to this point. What's new? If anything, you're more equipped than you've ever been to reset. You have more experience and tools to reset and survive at this moment than you did when you started this first journey. And look how good you did with the first journey. Why wouldn't you keep going? Why wouldn't you keep doing new things to keep improving your situation? Because I can tell you, y'all, no matter what you're doing, you're better than you think you are. I promise you, you're smarter than you think, unless you're arrogant Marcus, But for all you humble people out there, I'm telling you right now, you are better than you think. You're capable of more. And I just know this. Even if I've never met you, even if you've never said a word to each other, you sit down with me, I'm going to tell you how. That is how confident I am in my belief that people are amazing. And it's why they piss me off so much. How do you have an unbridled faith in humanity and this much rage towards it at the same time? Interesting. Sloth. My father is a head supervisor at a popular trucking company. You know, it's funny. We've actually been thinking about looking into trucking. Mainly with Chick-fil-A. Let's go. They do not need college. They get extensive weeks in training. And that's fantastic. And that's what I want ultimately, right? I want there to be multiple paths towards the same objective. If people want to go to college because maybe they need it, go to college. If people don't want to go to college because they don't need it, don't go to college. That is the world that makes sense to me. And that is why I get so confused when people say, well, you shouldn't do it this way. You should do it this way. It's like, how the fuck do you know? Have you done it both ways? Get fucked. You don't know. You've never even tried to become a trucker, right? Just in this world. But somehow you're telling somebody that they can't do it? Get out of the way of this person. Let them fail if it's not going to kill them. I am spitting so much today. Woo! Is the microphone? How's the microphone, y'all? Are we still good? Yeah, because you are awesome, Sloth. It just takes. So, I want to talk about something, and it's, believe it or not, it's boobs, but it's probably not what you think it is. That's probably definitely the cord then. All right, we'll swap out this cord after this stream. Farm's good, no coach. I loved all those old guys. Those old men of note and women of note. Right? Holly! That is the name that I love to say. How have you been, Holly? Welcome to the world that is Marcus. We are hot and ready pizza today, let me tell you. And I thank you for being here. I always love when you people come in, man. It makes me so happy. I like to switch it up. You got to switch it up. I negated my bills so I could have my freedom. Yep, that's how me and Lindsay do it. I paid my debt to society, so I am free. No mortgage, no car payment, etc. Absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a person who is opposed to taking on debt for reasons. You take on debt to improve your life, not to buy stuff. But ultimately, not having debt is freedom incarnate. Okay? It's huge. You're not beholden to anybody. Okay? So if you can live your life without debt, go get them. Now, with that being said, taking on debt for business is part of business. But there's wrong ways to do it. There's wrong ways to do it. And the number one rule in business is your business has got to pay for itself. Right? And part of that is, say you need education. Well, you better find a way to make your business pay for your education. So that means, say you got to go get a job at an IT company, but working in the bathrooms, whatever. You're getting paid, and then you use that money to pay your college using as little grants. Well, grants I think you get back, but as little loans as possible. And then if you do go to college, have a plan, have a way to capitalize after it, and have a backup plan if it becomes pointless, right? But ultimately, living in this way, replace college with open a food truck. Replace open a food truck with starting OnlyFans. I don't know, but you know what I mean? It's a learned behavior that creates success. Going to college teaches you to study and learn the knowledge you need to be successful. It shouldn't cost 80 grand in 4 years of your life to learn study skills. But ultimately, that's what it is, right? Negated is a bad. I mean, same. I like it though. Resolved is a better word. I do agree with that. But negate, I knew what you meant. You made it no longer. Well, so I guess, yeah, a better example of negated. So like we have a duplex. We have a duplex that pays for the mortgage plus a little on top for profit, right? So our mortgage is negated simply because we have a profit margin that allows the mortgage to be paid. So, I mean, in a world where your debt can either be resolved or negated, the point is make your money work for you. Money is a tool. It doesn't matter how much you have. It just matters, can you utilize this tool to make your life flourish? If that's 6 figures a year, it's 6 figures a year. If that's homeless, it's homeless, right? Like, money is so subjective based on the desires of the individual. It is completely necessary in a modern world. I'm not saying it's not. You have to make money to live. Welcome to reality. It is part of reality, and nothing is free. It all comes from something except for rain. And the irony there, depending on where you live, you can't collect it. So nothing's free in this world, right? I just stop messing. The just will. That was just an inflated number to show the point he was making. Yes. I don't remember what I was saying or the number, but most likely, if it's a direct quote, I'll say it. Most of the time. What's up, Just? Most of the time, the numbers are made up and the points don't matter. But you know, like, God, this mic, man. Hold on, I'm looking for something obvious. So we got looks like we have a little bit of separation between my insulator. Hold on. Going radio side. Good. Did you say 80 grand? Okay, I'm back. I think I said 80 grand for college. So, I mean, I definitely stand behind that number. So, I looked into medical degrees. So, and I guess that's where a lot of my knowledge is. I'm pretty sure, what is like an average degree right now at CSU? Probably like 36 to 48 would be my, go ahead. Would you mind looking that up, please? But ultimately, how we sounding, y'all? I know most degrees don't cost 80. But hey, 25 is still a lot. 25 is a shitload. Like, I went to school, stupidly, I wasted so much money. I went to school to get my pilot's license. I should have just done a 6-month course that would have cost a little more because it's condensed, but it wouldn't have been college at all. And I would have had my pilot's license in a heartbeat. You have your beautiful dog laying by your desk? Of course I do, Holly. We have a new dog, Holly. Chico Burrito. And of course she's not as good as Scarlett, but she's pretty good. Mine was like 40. See, and that's a more realistic number. So what I think happened, y'all, so I was looking at the end of this tip here. This is one of those cheap cables that's supposed to look cool, but trash. Never choose vanity over function. Okay? It's called form over function, but this is vanity. Look, it's got like
you can't see it, but if I didn't have my shit on, it's got like a nice checkered black and white diamond. Okay, but it's made to look cool, not to function well. At the tip of this bitch right here, and I'm looking at it right now, there's this, so there's supposed to be an insulator between the metal housing and the cable housing. Okay, because what you do is you essentially plug that bitch in there. Well, so looking at a better cable, there's a little rubber gasket on the bottom of this mother bitch right here. Right? Look at this. So you guys see that? So that little gasket is the only thing between me and damnation. So I think what's happened is over time, because I fuck with it so much, there's a little nick in this gasket right here, and I can see it. So what I think is happening, depending on what I do and if I move it or whatever, I'm contacting the side of that plug because this fucking cable. So that's my guess. That's my guess on what's happening. Of course Scarlett's still alive. Oh my God. Holly! Don't do that to me! I would be gone off the face of the earth. No, Scarlett's great. She's beautiful. She's happier than ever. I mean, what else, Va, could it be? What else could change? The only real thing that has a aggressive pivot is this top part up here. But it's like a really smooth arc. It's very unlikely that would cause a problem. This bitch right here, though, that's it. That's it. I can tell. I'm here, but I can't hear you because I'm on a call, but I'm here lurking in the shadows, and now you know that. Oh. So I will type out my compliments, Richie. Richie, Thank you for being here and being an awesome person with a fabulous ability to tell people the truth while others are so quick to live pointless and meaningless lives. You are the exception that reminds them to do better. Thank you for being you. And could I say kisses? It's a little more intimate when I type it than when I say it. Because don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd probably kiss Richie on the forehead, but I wouldn't. I mean, it'd still be a little gay. You know what I mean, though? Like, when you type it out, some kisses. And then I'll do right here on the forehead, of course. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. I'm going to go. Good to see you again. Have a great night, day/night, everyone. Vakin, you're a wonderful person. I'm excited for your new adventures. I hope you enjoy the world of insurance. And if you don't enjoy it, I hope the next thing is even better. You're too good to be bad, and therefore stay frosty. I don't know. You should be excited. I love new. Whenever someone gets divorced, I compliment them. Because, like, that's a good thing. Most of the time, if you're divorced, you know, it's because you weren't supposed to be together in the first place. Now, granted, there's a lot of times where people fall in love and they should have tried a little harder. But most of the time, that's not the case. You should have tried harder to fall in love in the beginning and not hope that kids and marriage would save your fucking relationship. You know, and I don't say that lightly. It's as much as I try to make it humorous, I do believe it, man. I am a deep-seated lover of love. I love love. I love everything about love. I love the pain of love and I love the pleasure of love. I truly, 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 truly love love. But the problem is, there's a lot more to love than people are willing to give right now, and it pisses me off. I don't... What happened to courting each other? How come... Was it the swiping right? Did we make sex and relationships too transactional? And now there's no longer about the, like, pursuit, and it's more about the acquirement. So you, like, try to get to the good part as fast as you can. So, like, fall in love, have sex, whatever, the end of the race, rather than the cute text messages for a couple weeks or the dates before you get to touch some booba. Like, what? Does that shit still happen? Do men still open doors and say, you look nice today? Like, is that still going on? Are we still treating women the way they deserve to be treated? If I ever get married, I'd fight for my marriage. Hell yeah, as you should. It's important to know when to walk away, but almost never is it time to walk away the first time or the second. A lot of times you fell in love for a reason, right? And people who are unwilling to go into the hard parts of relationships, you're not ready for love, man. You need to be able to see your partner dissolve and be destroyed and have nothing left to give you. And you need to still love them in spite of that. Now, ultimate, that person needs to be working on getting their life together and working on making things better. But life is long. I mean long. Even if it's short, it's long. A year, y'all, I know time has sped up since COVID, but do people truly understand how long a year is? Most bread can't be left out on the counter for a week, and it's dead. And we just past a year, 365 days of life. We just say, maybe next year will be better. Maybe 2023 will be better. And we just say, fuck off to the whole rest of the year. And it's like June. No way, man. Every single day is a blessing. Because you don't know. You don't know. You don't know if you're going to be here. You don't know if the people you love are going to be here. It is truly it's your obligation as a human being to appreciate the time you have here right now. Because I tell you, man, I've lost friends very unexpectedly. And there's been times where I thought, people are going to lose me unexpectedly. And that just ain't the way, man. It's very precious. And that's why it's worth fighting for. Just like Holly said. Happiness isn't a given. It is when you're a kid. But once you grow up and you have real things to care about, you just make sure you're appreciating those good things. You really need to. Because I'll tell you, man, 90 years, it can be quick and pointless, or it can be long and probably a little painful. And I'll take long and painful over short and pointless any day of the week. Holy shit, how did I miss the follow? The Just Will with the follow. Decent, man. Thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Or woman, whomever you may be. The problem is people build relationships around sex. Because sex is great, but sex fades. It does. Sex is fun and extreme and exciting and new and amazing and amazing. But if you do the same shit in and out, nice, time and time again, it's boring, it gets old, and if it's the only reason you love somebody, it's gonna fade, it's gonna go away. Okay, you gotta love each other for a bunch of reasons. A lot of reasons. You should constantly be looking for new reasons to love your wife and your spouse. But ultimately, I'm a husband, so I'm gonna say wife, right? It's like, because I tell you, that is the difference. I married my best friend. She's my second wife. I didn't marry my best friend the first round. Okay? And I did with her. And because she was my best friend and she completed me in ways outside of the bedroom, like in the car, in hotels, hot tubs, nature, all over the place, different countries, you know, jet setting around. She's kind of taking care of me. Pretty good. But I mean, sorry, I got to. That being said, she's my best friend first. So that means if we don't do it for a while, we still love each other. If we do it every day, we love each other. As long as we have enough for the chafing, I'm good. Okay? But the point is, I don't only love Lindsay because she shows me her boobs. Now, I love those boobs, don't get me wrong. But she makes me laugh. She makes me comfortable enough to cry in front of her, be emotional. She believes in me more than anybody ever has. I enjoy hanging out with her. Just genuinely. I enjoy being in her presence. And I got to read the rest of that message. Sorry. Hey, so Just, you'll learn, man. I get distracted, but I really do try to go back. And I will. I stop the chat when I pause on a message. But it's that multifaceted level of involvement in each other's lives that is love to me. It's so much more than an emotion. It's almost like a living creature, and it needs to be fed, it needs to be watered, it needs to be played with, it needs to be tickled, you know, especially that one spot. But you know what I mean, though? A relationship between somebody else, that is a person. And that person needs to be taken care of. And if you don't respect what that relationship is, you won't be happy. You won't go the distance. And Hercules said it best. You know? And I want to see people experience what I get to experience with her. That's the point. Before her, I wouldn't be so jazzed about it. I'd be like, well, sure, love's fine, but have you ever had random sex with strangers? Pretty great. But once you find what it's worth, once you find the person that makes it worth doing it with, boobs, it's all different. It's all different from that point on, man. And don't be wrong. I hate those guys who are like, no, I only see my wife as beautiful. Okay, well then you probably see those dudes as beautiful too. Come on. Like, let's not pretend that just because you found the person who you're going to be with for your whole life doesn't mean that all of a sudden other boobs don't matter. Get the fuck out of here, man. We all love boobs, but there's one set of boobs that I feel is worth giving up all the rest of the world's boobs for, and it's her right here. So, okay. Sex instead of love. It's like that with everything in life now. Instant gratification. I am a known Star Wars edger. No one wants to work for anything anymore, be it a relationship or getting abs, 2-pack, whatever it may be. It's give me happy now, or I'm not interested in doing it. Yep. And yep. Just, you nailed it on the head, man. Absolutely. And ultimately, that's the blanket statement, right? That's the general observation that it's just, it's so obvious. Why is it happening? That's my question, right? So as we follow it up and dig a little deeper, what can we actually look at? What the fuck is it about society right now that makes instant gratification such a, God, almost like desperate desire? Really? You know? And how do we start to change the mindset so that no longer becomes the case? Because ultimately, like, I keep saying ultimately, there is nothing wrong with instant gratification unless you let it warp your expectations for the things that will never be instant. Forming a relationship will never be instant. You have to learn the comings and goings. You got to learn where to blow hot air on their neck. Like, there's things that take true effort to make it work. You can't build a house. There's no instant gratification for a house. Well, Elon Musk did just release his house pod, so that's something. I mean, you guess you could just order a house now, but you still got to decorate it. I mean, you know what I mean, though? Like, there's so few things, even masturbating. You gotta, takes a second to get going before you get there. It's ultimately, if you understand that everything in life is work, and you learn to love the work, you learn to love the foreplay, you learn to love the act of getting it done, that's when you forever appreciate doing stuff rather than getting things or getting objectives, right? The process of getting to I don't have a good example. I was going to say getting to the parade isn't, and then you don't take a picture. that one didn't work. I tried to change it a couple times. Like, it's like driving to the fucking parade and the whole trip's a shit show. Then when you get to the parade, you don't have to take any pictures because the story, that kind of works. The story is how you accidentally ran into a half-dressed clown who was late for the parade. And there was a whole family event trying to get him into the trunk because he kept saying he wasn't dead, and we all knew he was lying. But, like, that's the story. So when you get to the parade, it's like, who cares about this? The adventure to get there is what made it great. And it's, again, if you see that as a negative thing, burying a clown in the Nevada desert, like, then you will have a bad life. But if you understand that life is burying bodies in deserts, you'll just be like, I can't believe we're doing this again. Again, twice in the same week. Look, the dirt's still fucking wet. And it just, you laugh about it. You're laughing. And so you're laughing in the you're laughing about the parts that sucked. Because ultimately, what else you gonna do? You're gonna show up at the parade covered in clown makeup. For some reason, you kept the wig. And you're just standing there wide-eyed like, yeah, I know, right? We did. We killed him. I had to hit him with a shovel like 50 times. He just kept saying, I won't tell anybody. I've never heard a corpse be so talkative. Man, today sucked. Like, come on! Where's your life gonna be? You can't appreciate taking out a half-dressed clown. What do you got to look forward to? I'm pretty sure Holly asked earlier, Cheeks is a half whatever dog, husky, and half, I don't think she's half German. Dad was not a German. Whatever that black dog was not German Shepherd. Shepherd mix is what it is. Oh, there you go. Lindsay's on it. 10-month-old already. Sorry I missed your previous message. You guys get the best dogs. No, we kind of do, though. I'm very specific about the mongrels that I bring into this house. And if they don't display intelligence, they're not welcome. Call me harsh. I don't want a stupid dog. I don't want a stupid dog. Now, of course, I would take a dog if it needed me, but if I had the choice, I'd be like, see how that one keeps licking the window? That's my dog. You know, a little window licker. You love to see it. Oh, man, my back's like 2 hours. Yep, that feels about right. You guys get the best dogs. I'm jealous. My two favorite breeds of all times are literally Huskies and German Shepherds. Holly, we got to show you. We'll do some pictures and stuff in the Discord, Holly, just for you. Because she's a hoot. I've only dog sat Huskies. It was months and months at a time. But the personality on a Husky is unbelievable. It's crazy. She's got a lot of personality. And she plays like feeble, you know, like, oh, I can't get up on the couch. And she'll look at you and be like, huh. And I'm like, what do you want? She looks at me like, huh. Because what she wants me to pick up her back legs and put her on the couch. Even though I just watched her jump up there, she just does it because she wants us to do it. Yeah, she's a good dog. And she's learned so much from Scarlett, our older dog, that it's just, see that cross-eyed idiot? So she does have, her eyes are a little, here, we could show her. Come here, Chico. Give her Chico, come here. She's come here. Hi, baby. You want to come up, Scarlett? Come here. You guys see Scarlett?
Just a little. Alright, real quick. Hey. This is Chico. She's almost a year old. Love you, baby. Scarlett's ready to eat her. Hey, Scarlett, quit. So that's Chico Burrito. That's a bad song. Yeah, she is absolutely wonderful. She is a stinker, though. She's a stinker. She's too smart for her own good, man. All right, here's what we're gonna do. What time? All right, we're gonna do Wordle. We're gonna do a quick break and then Wordle. And then I'll see you after that.
Apple pie, Chinese food, coffee. When excellence is what you're after, Americans tend to do it right. Since 1492, this great country has been fueled by an understanding that if you want quality, you must first work for it. Americans defied a kingdom and destroyed tea in pursuit of this one great truth. The truth that coffee brand coffee's no BS approach would be the cornerstone and future of our democracy. Coffee brand coffee was built by creating direct trade partnerships with coffee producers that use sustainable coffee growing standards. Coffee brand coffee promises to give you a delicious tasting coffee with none of the bitter political guilt. They don't want your vote, they simply want your business and are committed to keeping it forever. Coffee brand coffee, made for you, by us. Apple pie, baseball, Chinese food.
Positivity and harmony, some of the great things that we can be. It can be easy. One happy man, one happy land. Christmas again and again, there's no end. Presents for all who promise us long down the sign here. Oh, let's declare. One happy man, one happy land. Christmas again and again and again.
Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, naked angels in the sand, you and me. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit.
When excellence is what you're after, Americans tend to do it right. Since 1492, this great
Hello? Hello? I put these on. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Wordle with Lindsay. Hi. Not welcome back. This is the first time we've ever done this, but we thought it would be a fun idea for me to jump on and do some Wordle since I love it so much, and so here I am. Okay. Headphones? No headphones. What do we think? Okay, that's a good jam. A good jam. Okay. That's too big of a head over the hat. Okay, now. Hi, Sunny. Hello. Have to go down. Okay. All right. Focus up. Woo! Hi, Exner. I got glasses since the last time I think you guys saw me. Wifey takeover. Looks pretty good. Marcus doesn't have to read me the subtitles on the TV anymore, so win-win. A little safer doing the night driving. I'm a fan. And they're cute. They're really cute. I love it. Okay, so brass tacks here. Focus up, people. We have, I know Sunny said manly earlier. Okay. So manly is my top, so okay, here we go. It's all new letters. I like that. I had fun guy as a guess. However, that's doubling up on the I. What do you think about a nice manly penis? Oh, thank you. Does it fit? What do you think, manly? Oh, there you go. Hi Holly. I also took some clips of when it was cutting out so you can hear what we were hearing earlier. Love manly. Okay, we're doing it. In 3, 2, 1, go manly. All right. Okay, so we learned quite a bit. Okay, so L. Maybe L? L, okay, and then space, N-A. Oh my gosh, I have a guess. Okay, let me see what you guys think of this. Ooh. Okay, wait, no. Oh, thank you. Large. Okay, so the Just Will, welcome into Wordle. First time I'm doing it. We play it almost every stream, if not every stream. Large, so if you have not played Wordle before, the green letters indicate that that is the correct letter and it's in the correct space. The yellow letters indicate it's the correct letter, but it's not in the right space. And then if it's gray, it's a no-go. Not a winner. So, we need the N in the third space. Okay, see, there you go. I figured. It's all right. We'll catch you up. Okay, so I have an idea. All right. Let me get your thoughts. Lunar. Also, today is the winter solstice, so this might be on purpose. Not so random this time, but on purpose. Ooh, Sunny. Okay, big support. Sunny is a key player in the Wordle game. Exner, I have to hear from you. Lunar. I like it for the day. I like it for the letters. It's a pretty good fit. Well, okay, good. I like the support from Holly. Are we supposed to still be doing 5 tries? Do we get everything to 12 attempts? Are we still doing that? 5th one. Yep. Okay. So that's fine. So what if we do large as our 4th? Gotta be on the 5th. Yep. So if we do large, that confirms the L, to start it. Right, but we kind of have to have a little throwaway. Because we want to get it on the 5th. Or just. I bet most people say will. So we're going to go with What about the LU? What about lunge? I was gonna do lunge. Alert. There you go.
Isn't lurge a word?
Third?
Lurge. Lurgy.
Is that a size? I'll take the lurge. Respect that.
Lunar. What we need? Okay.
Fifth try. Let's see if lurge works. Yeah. On. Oh man. If that.
No!
Alright. Loon.
Lunar!
I know. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Hey! We did it!
On the fifth try.
Got her.
2 away. 12.
I love it. Good job, team. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's just bask in it, and then we're gonna go to... Bye-bye!
Let's go outside. Snow's falling down. Every child was having so much fun. So
Where the chickens
She's
at?
just unbelievable.
Chickensonly.com.
Isn't she just something else?
don't have to be lonely at
Chickens.
lonely.com. And in a while we're gonna go inside. Chocolate bar.
All right, there we go. What is up? Hello, I'm back. Did you miss me? I mean, I doubt it. You had Lindsay here. Who could miss? Who could miss this when you got the great, glorious, and glamorous? I didn't want to do glorious and glamorous. What else? What do you do, right? Miss Lindsay Gibbs. Everybody, it's so good. So what are we doing now? We got. Hold on. We got. Where's our stats? Look at this. Okay, remember, we had an objective here, folks. We're getting 12, 12, and 12. These three. That's the first goal. So far, we are killing it. We are right on it. We're right on it. Right? So we got that going. Once we get this on the 5th attempt to 12, we have to get the 6th attempt up to 12. With the final push and the hardest push being when we try to get the 3rd attempt to 12. Because here's the kicker. Every time we don't, and we make one of these 3 numbers get bigger, we have to make a match again before we can attempt the 3rd. And that, my friends, sucks. What a stupid rule to put in. But if it's too easy, why would I care? What is life but pushing yourself to the brink of sanity? Right? So, you know, in the world of twerking Tinas, I think we're doing okay. I really do. What, you know, I really like doing this. I hope, if for no other reason this works, is because in a world where I've liked everything I've ever done, only to eventually hate it, I just really hope that this isn't one of those times, man. I'm not there yet. There's nothing about this that I don't like. There's plenty of things that I don't do, and I beat myself up for those things. But from talking to you guys to playing these stupid games Enjoy every minute of it. You people right here, like we just made a new friend again. The just will rise up and take over one day. I don't know where that came from, but we got, you know, we got Exner and Sunny. You guys show up and just, I don't know. The connections I have made have blown me away. And I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew how much I truly do enjoy being a streamer. Just wish I was better at it. So, you can only play once every 12 hours. Once every day. Yes. Because it resets off of Australia's clock, I think. Or Hawaii's. And that's why, well, it's next Wordle in 11 hours. See what I mean? So, like, it's not... But if we waited 11 hours, 17 minutes, and 12 seconds, it would be... Well, I guess it would be midnight. So, it resets off of Mountain Standard Time. There's no way it's based off of time zone or the individual's time zone. Because then it would just, you just would go to the first time zone and know the Wordle of the day and be first, right? I need to know now. I need an official answer. Because what are the chances that it would be our time zone? Very small. Nobody gives a shit about Mountain Standard Time. Nobody. They don't even tell. It's not even posted anymore. Like MST is only if you live here, and then you know. Outside of that, it's like it's Eastern or Standard, right? It's like we exist, and we're in the middle. So, the whole first probably 30 minutes of the show was committed to mushrooms. More the result, like taking them and mental health type stuff. You're talking mushrooms, giving opinions on mental health, and I was intrigued. Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoyed the title. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm never one to tell people to go back. I wish you could experience live and join the combo. But ultimately, yeah, the first, 30 minutes, I really I give a story on where I'm at currently with my mental health, what I've done to kind of make my mental health become better, and then ultimately the effect that medicinal mushrooms or psilocybin mushrooms have had on my mental health. So yeah, it exists. You just unfortunately showed up in a time, I think, when we were talking boobs. And that is also, if you like mental health and boobs, you are in the right place, because we spend a lot of time on both. Like, did I tell you guys about the Twitter girl yet? Did I bring up, well, maybe we'll end it with the Twitter girl. But I was on Twitter, doing the Twitter thing, just kind of looking around. And, there was this post. So what it is, I don't know if you've ever seen Twitter, but there was a picture and then a caption or whatever. So it was a picture of a middle-aged lady, brunette, wearing I'm trying to think how to explain it. So it was a blue shirt that I believe was like a light tee, man. I don't know. But it had fabric. It kind of did this, like up my beard. You can't see it, but it like went up to the neck, like fully covered her shoulders, and then kind of like went. So there was just right here, there was an oval or like a football right at the titty line, right? So just show cleavage. Duh. That's why the shirt was made that way. So anyway, she looked very pretty. It was such a shame. So I was looking at Twitter and I saw the picture and I was like, okay, boobs. And I looked at the caption, because if I'm going to look at the boobs, I might as well read the caption. Seems only fair. Like The Fifth Element, but not nearly as revealing. Right? But it was literally like just imagine you had a nice form-fitting light blue robin's egg shirt on, right? And just titties right here. So just she probably had that much titty showing. Just very tasteful. Not whorish at all. I'll say it. But you guys know what I mean. I'm trying to give you an appropriate approximation. Just a very fine, beautiful looking lady. Well, anyway, so I look at the picture, see the booba, look at the caption, and the caption more or less ran along the lines. Titties, got it, exactly. Ran along the lines. I'm never going to wear anything revealing ever again. I'm pretty no matter what, or I'm beautiful no matter what I wear, not just when I'm showing off my boobs. And I looked at it and I said, that is an interesting take. So I'm going to investigate. So I opened up the thread to kind of see I like to see the discussion. I like to understand to the best of my ability why people do what the fuck they do. To me, that seemed silly. So I was like, well, I feel like she's probably going to in the comments say like, oh, people were catcalling her and boobies, like they were staring, etc. So somebody did ask that. I don't comment. I observe most times. So, but somebody asked. Somebody said like, oh, I'm sorry people were mean. No, they didn't ask. They actually straight assumed. Like I did, which pisses me off. I shouldn't have assumed. But they said, oh, I'm so sorry people were mean. You are absolutely beautiful and you should feel comfortable wearing whatever you like. Yep, that's fantastic. Then she goes on to reply, no, people in fact were complimenting me more than I've ever really been complimented. And I am beautiful whether my boobs are out or not. And I didn't get it like a hostile tone. I got the sensation of a woman who has been told that feeling attractive for the wrong reasons is wrong. So if somebody recognizes your physical beauty, you shouldn't feel complimented because of it. And that was kind of my big takeaway from what she was saying. And I just looked at it for a second. And I just felt so sad for her. Not like, tears, but like I wish I was able to talk to her in person. Have a meaningful conversation. Because here's what I would say. What is wrong with... Did I say before that she responded saying people were complimentary? I just want to make sure I had that. But I would say, so why do you feel that it's a bad compliment if it's about your physical appearance? Like, just in general. Like, do you automatically assume that they are complimenting you for some malfeasance reason? That's not the right use of that word. But like malicious reason. And I just feel like her answer would be yes. And then I would say, why? I have been giving people compliments my entire life, and it has been one of the steepest mountains I have ever had to climb. I don't know what it is, but something when I was young made me understand the value of a compliment. And I mean this. And when I say value, I'm talking biblical levels of value. There are far, far, far too many people who go out not only their whole day, years upon years of their life, never being genuinely complimented. And when I think about that just really makes me sad and pissed. Because what the fuck, fellas? Like, let me give you some backstory. When I was younger, I was a fatty. But I learned that the way to a woman's heart, if you're not attractive, through her ears. And you learn to be charming. You learn to be complimentary. You learn to be good. And one thing that I learned in my pursuit of the booba is that compliments are not only for trying to get the attention of someone. They actually feel wonderful. They're wonderful to hear. And I learned very, very quickly that even if I was running the risk of having somebody, specifically a female, assume I want to hook up with them, it's still worth giving the compliment. Because one thing, man, the more I did it, the more times I just said, oh, that's a really nice dress. Or, I'm trying to think of, I don't like to give made up ones. I want to give specific examples. Here's a great example. No, but that's not really physical appearance. Well, one time I got a date because I noticed on her purse, which was a cool looking purse, that she had a little keychain that was the letter B. So when I was walking by, I was like, oh, hey, sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but I just want to say you have a really pretty dress or a really pretty purse. But do you mind me asking what the B's for? I'm just curious. Right? And then so Marcus Stranger, chubby Marcus, you know, coming up at you, hey, right? Beard wasn't nearly this good. It was patchy. Well, like she just, what? Oh, thank you. Like, thank you. Like someone has never, ever said that her purse is nice, right? And then the personal acknowledgement of the B ended up being her name. Her B was the first letter of her name or whatever. And then guess what? I said a bang. That's not the point. I'm kidding. That was a joke. But you know what I mean, though? Like, that is how I chose to live my life as a young man. And for the rest of my life, I made a point that if the compliment was deserved, you give it. You give it. And you mean it, and you make it personal, because compliments are personal. They should mean a lot. So back to the Twitter girl. I kind of forgot what I was saying for a second. I mean, kind of agree with you that I don't think you should allow compliments if those compliments are about your physical appearance. See, and I completely disagree with you with that, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with complimenting somebody on their physical appearance, because your physical appearance is part of who you are. It is a part of your existence. You wake up every single day in this body with all of its flaws and all of its compliments. At the end of the day, if you're ashamed of your body and you don't like people talking about it, that's a personal issue. But that shouldn't make you not want compliments. If somebody sees something that they like about you, they should say it, whether it's physical, personal, or nonsensical and not about you at all. Now, I'm not saying be inappropriate. You don't walk up and say, hey, nice tits. But if you walk up to somebody and they happen to have nice tits and you compliment them that they are beautiful, there should be no offense taken there. And that's the part that I don't understand. Why walk around in life not accepting genuine compliments? Because I tell you, I've been around when catcalling has happened, and it is as obvious as the sun is yellow. Giving a compliment and catcalling are not even in the same wheelhouse, and we need to stop pretending that they are. We need to stop pretending that a man noticing or a female or a woman noticing a physical feature of somebody as uncouth or offensive in some way. If I see your boobs, and because boobs, right? If I said somebody had really beautiful skin and it wasn't in like a creepy, I'm going to eat it way. Like, oh, your complexion's so nice. Why is that offensive? Now, don't get me wrong. You don't walk up and say, hey, nice boobs. There's a level of inappropriateness that is, again, as obvious as the sun is yellow. We shouldn't have to explain it. And because people are demanding it be explained, it's allowing people to say, well, what am I doing? Catcalling, or am I being charming? It's like, no, you're an asshole. You know exactly what you're doing, and it doesn't need a title. It's called shut the fuck up. And you know what I mean? But again, as somebody who has given compliments my whole life, I have met almost nothing but resistance initially. Meaning not that they were mad, not that they were offended. They just didn't believe it. They didn't believe that they were receiving a compliment. And that's the part that bugs me so much. You deserve compliments. Whether you like your body or not, if somebody does, it's why would you want to take that away from them? And I don't mean like, don't look at me, but why would you want to convince somebody that they're wrong about a positive attribute of you? You are beautiful no matter what you wear. But you're a fool if you think there's not a difference between being dressed up and dressed down. That's pure, unadulterated ignorance. And nobody gets away with it. Okay, if you're walking around with dirty men or women, dirty pajama bottoms, you're probably not doing great because people want to present a degree of togetherness. It's a part of humanity to want more, to be better. And when people are unwilling to accept a compliment, I just can't help but go, what's wrong? Like, why don't you think you're pretty? I mean, I do. Doesn't mean I want to go hook up. We don't gotta bang to prove my point. But either you assume I'm lying, which is that's a shame. Because then you just don't believe people who are saying nice things about you. Or you believe I'm being honest. And you take the goddamn compliment. It's hard. Because in practicality, it's a skill set to learn how to compliment, especially people of the other sex. But it's a skill set to learn how to compliment people respectively, especially now, because it's like walking on rice paper nowadays. But ultimately, I'm not going to stop. If somebody gets offended because I say they look beautiful, I'm going to say it to them twice as hard, man, because it means they don't think they are. And that's sad. And people should feel that they are pretty. It's hard to believe that the compliment is genuine in today's world because more often than not, the compliments received tend to come with strings attached. So it's just easier to... Exactly. And that's the part, you nailed it on the head, Just. You really did. Because that's the part that I struggle with. Is like, people are fully justified in their mistrust. I hate that. I hate that that's true. But I'd be a fool to not admit it. The culture of the internet has taken away a lot of the civil language restrictions that we have developed over generations upon generations upon generations. And as our collective cultural fiber gets separated out and weaved back into this new thing, you got to decide, where do you want to be in this? And I guess for me, I'm going to compliment. If they get offended, I'll apologize. I hope they don't. And I'll say it time and time again. All these bad things you think about yourselves, every single one, man, is a lie. And even if it's true, the reason it's a lie, because you have the power to change every single aspect about the things you don't like. There's very few things about you can't change. And I'm not talking vanity. Obviously, you can work out, but you got the bone structure. If you got a big nose, you got a fucking big nose. Learn to love that big nose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got titties. I'm going to learn to love these titties. No matter how in shape I get, I will always have titties. And right? I'm a big boy. I'm a big boy titties. It's just part of life, and I've come to accept it. But other than a lot of the stupid, obvious things, like, I can't... bored in the body, I'm supposed to accept. Shut the fuck. Everything can be changed. Everything. Especially if you got enough money. Look at Michael Jackson. So, outside of the vanity stuff, I said it the other day. I'll say it right now. I don't care if you hate your job, you can quit. I don't care if you have a wife with kids, you can divorce them and figure it out. I don't care if you hate where you live. There is a path towards your joy. There is a path towards your happiness. It's either going to be real hard or real easy. But ultimately, none of that fucking matters, because when you get where you're going, that's simply a story that you're going to tell about how you survived the bad. And look where I am fucking right now. I'm better than I've ever been. That's what I want you all to do. And I just read Will's again, or just... I'm going to call you Justin. Or I'll call you Will. Or I can call you TJW. Or I can try to mix it all into one word. I have a lot of ways, okay? I like that one. I'm debating if it should be a quote of the week or not. It's a little long for quote of the week. I love the sentiment. Because I've just basically summarized what I've been trying to say. That's my demon. That's who I'm fighting right there. And not meaning just the sentiment that just expressed. I want people to start believing in humanity again in spite of all the evidence to not. Because ultimately I'm not a religious person. If you are, that's wonderful. I believe in live the life that gives you the best possible opportunities to be a good human being. But in a world of energies, in a world of, I kind of forgot what I was saying. Oh, that was the wrap up. Come on, it has something to do with souls. I completely lost it because I was playing with this. I know you guys can't see it, but this little rubber stopper on my desk. Oh, I think I got it back. Miss Marcus, it takes a lot more to change your internal stuff than your external form. Well, absolutely, because especially as you become an adult, change is a bitch. But what I was going to say is, like, I'm not a very spiritual person, but there is one thing that I do have faith in. And that is humanity. I mean that. When it comes to one of those things that you just can't quite prove, I have total faith that humanity will be okay. I do. I know we will. We're too crazy of a species not to, man. And that's fun. So, like, there's my faith. As much as I judge and scream at and hate humanity, I believe in you more than anybody else. That's why I'm so mad. I'm like a parent. Screaming at their kid because they won't stop huffing paint. And it's just like, I only yell at you because I don't want you to be special. Like, you need to stop being stupid because I know you're capable of more. And that's just me yelling at society, man. It's a weird place to be. Because, like, I imagine, kind of comparing it to kids, like having a kid. I imagine there's some days if you have a kid, you just want to take them by the feet and just make them go away. You could. They're yours. You made them. Accidents happen all the time. But, like, you won't because you love them. And no matter how disappointed they make you, you will always let them back into your house. And that's just my relationship to humans. And I am one, I swear. I know sometimes I talk like I'm an alien or I don't necessarily consider myself part of the human. I am. I am part of the human experience. I am Marcus. I'm here with all of you guys, man. I'm in it with you. And it's just why I want us to do better. I truly just want us to do better. Collectively better. Because we've done so good, historically speaking, collectively speaking. I mean, we've solved a lot of diseases, a lot of hunger problems. I mean, a lot of, development in terms of technology, obviously. And, I want us to keep progressing at a rate that we deserve. Well, no, that's maybe not that we deserve. Maybe one that we think we deserve. Because if we go at the rate we deserve, there's a reason we're going back to the fucking segregation era. It's ridiculous to me. Like, I'm not going to talk about race right now. It can come up on a different show because I'm about to wrap it up. But ultimately, man, like, it's stupid. I've said it for a while now. About 2 years, 3 years almost. In time, moving forward, they're going to look back at right now as kind of like the stupid era. We were on the cusp of the next level of human evolution, right? Like, we're the generations, probably like plus or minus 200 years, 100 years, where we're doing all the dumb shit, but we're figuring out, like, fire hurts and war destroys and pollution is bad and, right? Like, we're doing all the dumb childhood stuff. Like, don't lock half of your gender in a closet because they'll scream and pass out. Right? We're doing all these dumb, cultural, insignificant trying to understand isms. And once we stop doing those things and grow the fuck up, mature, as we mature as a species, like there's just going to be some lady in a school talking about, all right, class, today we're going to talk about the stupid era. The stupid era, teacher? What's that? Well, Tommy Futureson, that is between 2000 and 2100. More specifically, the 20s. Right? And it's just, and that all the kids are just going to be giggling. Like, they fought over, what? Old dinosaur juice? Those stupid idiots. Don't they realize if they would have just put their collective energy towards universal energy and eliminating the part of the species that takes without contributing? I'm not talking about eugenics. Calm the fuck down. They would have already achieved intergalactic space travel. What a bunch of Cro-Magnon idiots. You know, and it's just, that's what I believe. But here's the best part. Fuck those spoiled little future pussies, man. They're not going to have any fun. We're having all the fun. We're figuring out which drugs kill us. We're figuring out what STDs matter. Okay? We're figuring out if you can be naked in public. We're figuring out if alcohol is worth it. Okay? They can have their fucking free energy and they can have their all the other crap. It's going to be pretty cool with the teleportation and, you know, but what's hooking up going to be? What's sex going to be without the risk of AIDS? A lot better, but not as fun. I don't know, man. There's just, you got to have some level of risk to live. You have to live. You have to be able to die stupidly. Like that's what it is. We as humans will not make it if we are not allowed to die stupidly. If we're not allowed to try to climb a water tower for a parkour video and fall off and die, what are we going to do? What is left at that point? Nothing. We got nothing to watch. We got nobody to mourn. So ultimately, life is suffering for a reason, because from suffering comes the most meaning. So who knows what the future's going to be, man? That's really what it comes down to, I'm pretty sure. Oh, my. In a world of right and wrong, where wrong is glorified and right is vilified, it shouldn't come as a shock that having a moral compass that points north will tend to be a hindrance. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, so I read a book a long time ago. It was I don't know if it was a memoir. It could have been. It was about his life. But anyway, it was about a Frenchman who joined the French resistance during World War II. And they talked about the actual, like, what the culture looked like that really accepted the Nazism and the hate towards the Jews. And I really like the way that he described. He's just like, you know, it wasn't the Nazis going door to door. It was the people of my town. Like the news and what the news was at the time and the propaganda. The guy goes into a lot of description. He's like, the propaganda worked, you guys. Like, the people turned on each other because the government told them who their enemy was. And he's like, more or less, I'm summarizing a ton. I recommend the book. But he said, if we wouldn't have complied, the Nazis wouldn't have taken our town. Because at the time, in this book, it was the beginning, right? So they didn't necessarily have the strength to, or the support to. But if it wasn't for all the propaganda just essentially being believed, that's human nature. And that's why it's important to know. Actually, Sloth, I don't know if Sloth is still here. Perfect tie into what Sloth said earlier. Something about responsibility of thought. Like, if you hate somebody, you should know why. If there's a specific thought of, you know, don't try too hard to understand the good, because a lot of times it'll turn into negative, but definitely understand the negative. I hate to put that caveat there, but it's true, man. Some people, once you start analyzing some of the good, you'll never donate to charity again. But that's not what I'm here to say. Like, it's ultimately have an understanding of why you do what you do. It's really, arguably one of the most important skill sets that you as an adult can learn. Because then if you're going against the grain of society, but you know that you're right, and it will only be a matter of time before people realize, you really owe it to yourself to believe your beliefs. You know, and it's don't become part of a herd unless that herd is a bunch of similar-minded, well-thought-out, well-meaning individuals who have an end game and give a shit about the outcome and don't just want a way to express their frustration. We're all frustrated. I get it, man. We're all pissed. We have reasons to be. But we don't want to make it worse. Cuz it's bad enough in certain aspects, so let's just as a team fucking do better, huh? Stupid people set us back hundreds of years. You fucking know they did. What did I miss? What was that a reference to? Miss Marcus, think of how stupid the average person is and realize half of them are stupider than that. Oh, man. And do you remember when stupid just used to allow people to be happy? But now they use it as a weapon. And stupid is such a subjective word. So your definition, right? I'm not here to tell you what stupid is and what stupid isn't. But we all know stupid when we see it. And I never hate anybody for being unintelligent or uninformed. You know, to kind of not clean up the language, just to make a more intentioned argument. Not knowing is very different than choosing not to know. If you feel, I know enough, I don't need to know anymore, you kind of close your mind to information, that's stupid. That's like, well, I'm going to form an opinion, but I'm not going to take any time to back up that with opinion with any more facts than I need. Now, a different kind of stupid is kind of I would say the people who are happy because they don't know about the atrocities of the world, and that's okay. That's the part where, as informers, as the educated, you know, in a non-judgmental way, the people who take the time to learn, the people who take the time to listen, as the informers, we got to make sure that as we inform the stupid, aka the people who don't know or don't care to know, we got to make sure that there's actually a benefit to telling. There needs to be a benefit to your negativity. And if there isn't, you need to be the person that kills it. Because that is our job as the people who understand the dark side of the world. We are supposed to protect people from it. We know there's wickedness. We've seen it. We've experienced it. We have the scars and the trauma to prove it. But it's our job to protect others from the pain that we felt. That is what makes us good. That is what makes us human, is we make it better for others. We don't educate to make guilty. We don't educate to make people feel shitty about themselves. That's called power grabbing. You're trying to grab power with your knowledge. Shut the fuck up, man. The only difference is they're actually happy. We spend time reading about things that piss us off. But you have to. That's both. You need both. You need people who care angrily, and you need the majority of people who have the numbers. So in a world where you're trying to rally, what do you want to rally? A bunch of negative assholes or a bunch of good-meaning idiots? I'll take a bunch of good-meaning idiots, and I will be the king of those idiots. Because I'm with you. We choose happiness over reality sometimes. And that's okay. You don't always have to talk about how the world is fucked. You don't always have to talk about how the world is messed up. And funny, I just thought about that streamer who yelled at their viewer for telling them that their mom passed away. That's not what this is. As individuals, we take care of each other. As a community, we're here for each other, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about a general mindset shift towards the positive. Smiling through our tears and in spite of all the darkness around us, we choose to focus on the one candle that we can find. Even it's the darkest of dark can be illuminated with the most nothing of light sources. And there's something to that. And the reason that works is because there's nothing to darkness. It's a void, it's a vacuum, it cannot support itself. The only way that darkness survives is if there is no light around to tell it to get fucked. And I know that's an analogy, but I think you get my point. The moment we stop giving the power to the bad thoughts, as to the best of our ability, let's not pretend, and we hang on to the positive, it's so much more powerful, man. 10x. 10 fucking X. So, it's really cool feeling this way. I wish I could just fucking heart beam like. Sorry, I gotta calm. Okay. Start that thought. So I was about to give you guys like seven shots in of this conversation I just had with myself. Hey, Booba, maybe we should we stream or raid some Booba? Just in the honor of the holidays. No. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, starting over. I kind of want to wrap it up with this. Okay. You don't wear a condom unless you're having sex. Do with that information that you will. Okay? Stop. Marcus, relax. Booba? Extra. Okay, so what I'm trying to say. I'm What the fuck am I trying to say? There's really something to be said. When you find people who really get you. And I like to think that through all of the Cat 5 and 6 cables out there, the fiber optics, the electricity zooming across the internet, the Wi-Fi that's transmitting internet all through the air, because there's a difference between internet and Wi-Fi. You wonderful people have decided to bring Marcus into your life. And that's a big deal. There's a million other ways you could spend your life other than getting yelled at by a guy telling you to be a good person. That's how you know you're a good person. You know I'm not yelling at you. You're yelling at them with me. So make sure that our voices are heard, y'all. Because what we have to say is important. The lessons we have to teach matter. And the people that you help, the people that are lucky enough to have you in their life, they are forever better because of it. And that's all because of you. That is all because of you. Shut up. No, you're wrong. Don't give me the buts. There's no but. I don't care what you've done in your past, and I don't care what you're doing in your present. You're great. So what we're going to do, I hope this guy's good. Okay? His name is called serotonin abuse. So he's either going to be like me or he's going to be the opposite. He might be abuse the shit out of you. Either way. What do you think? He's got a good beard and he plays with it similar to me. Right? How bad could you be? Whew. All right, my friends. That is it for this December 21st, 2022. I am absolutely privileged to have you all come here and hang out with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the new friends. Thank you to Just. You fit in well, man. Please come back. Sonny, Exner, Holly, Vakin, Marcus, Lindsay, every single one of you. I want to say from the bottom of my heart to the top of yours. Love yourself, y'all. You deserve it. See ya.